Way, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Joe You Not Email. I'm gonna lie to you guys. This episode of My Hero Academia was a banger. It was a banger. We actually got a lot of new information on a lot of different stuff. We got some information on Quarks. We get some more information on Shigaraki and how come All For One is able to control him, and even why they are able to see the other dimension where you could see all the past users of each quark. People, ladies and gentlemen, this one, woo! This episode is a banger. Let's get right into it. And I would like you guys to watch straight on until the end so you could get all the information. You would not miss out anything at all. This episode started off where we get to see Kachan actually take serious damage just to save Deku's life. Kachan was actually impaled with some spike that was actually coming out of All For One's fingers, which actually, when I actually say All For One fingers, because at that point in time, All For One was actually the one who was actually controlling Shigaraki body, right, and actually controlling his consciousness. We'll actually get more deeper into that as we go down lower. Deku then actually tripped off, and we actually see him do an amazing power up with his eyes and everything there. Oh, my boy was actually looking like a Super Saiyan in that one. When he actually rushed straight into All For One, who is actually controlling Shigaraki's body, and we get to see that when he reached close to him, Shigaraki actually begin to actually try to take All For One's power. Then we actually get to see Deku lying on the ground, helpless, actually being able to see Shigaraki in front of him with All For One standing next to his body. Then we actually get to see Nana, who is one of the previous users of One For All. She was actually the 7th user of One For All. Here's where we proceeded to begin to actually hear some real good news on how Quarks actually work and how come the stockpilers work, and the consciousness is actually being stored in their Quarks even after their passing, if someone is actually having their Quark with them. So it might sound a little complicated, but yeah, something like that. It's complicated. So let me get into it. All For One describes to us that being able to see the other dimension would be because how he steal a lot of quarks from different users. So once he stole the quarks from different users, he automatically would get dreams from each users that he had took their quarks from. As we know already, that One For All kills most of his users that he actually take the quarks from. So basically, anyone who dead is how you'll actually see them in the other dimension. But he also explained once he give away that quark and he don't have it anymore, he will not be able to see that user in his dreams, aka the other dimension. Then we proceeded to get a big news as well, and more information that we did not know really before, is that Deku Power One For All is able to function nearly the same thing as All For One powers. But the only key difference is that One For All is a stockpiling ability, right? All For One brother was actually able to have the same kind of altering consciousness ability, and that is why One For All is able to work the way it does. Other than like how All For One powers is being able to steal a person's ability, and then, well, All For One naturally he does kill all his opponents, so he kills and steals your quarks. Where hence One For All is basically an ability that you passed on to a user, and that user who already have a quark will have One For All, will be a second quark, and when you pass on your quark, well, One For One quark to another user, then your main quark would actually go to the next user. So basically, that's how One For All does work, and basically, its stockpiling ability does work. Might sound a little complicated, but it's easy. It's easy. So with that now, we get to understand and learn from All For One how he's able to control Shigaraki. And that is because he have a special ability that allows him to control others' consciousness. And we have to remember also, Shigaraki also have some of All for One cells in him. So because of that, he's able to actually take over Shigaraki consciousness and actually control his body at will. Then we see Shigaraki decided to project his hate towards his grandmother and actually show her that he do not care about her. And then he proceeded to power up and actually try to erase his grandmother and Deku in that dimension, which was strange and unusual because I actually thought that dimension was basically space and time, right? Whole different, like we say, a god realm. But to see Shigaraki was able to actually use one of his ability, his most powerful ability as well, in that realm, and it was looked like it was actually destroying the realm. Before we had an amazing view of One For All's the first One For All user come into picture, who is All For One's brother. Then we see All For One brother stepped in to help Deku and Nana because they was getting overpowered and pushed back by the force of Shigaraki's power. Then we get a beautiful display where we get to see Shigaraki was actually overpowered because One For All, he was actually really strong, right? That is All For One's brother. He was actually really strong. So we actually get to see a beautiful display. We actually overpowered him. Even Shigaraki was shocked and all too as well, because he could have felt himself being overpowered as well. Then All For One proceeded to actually take full control of Shigaraki again, and then use his power and Shigaraki power in order to strengthen up itself full 100% to actually try to steal Deku's One For All power ability. Which we got a beautiful display because it had damages and stuff like that in that dimension. Again, I was shocked it actually had that kind of ability to be fighting in that dimension. Even though it can even fight in that dimension, but it was pretty interesting, looked pretty good. And we get to see my man Deku actually get up and actually overpower and overwhelm All For One's power, and then we get to see all the different users basically come into Deku as in one, and we get to see a beautiful display with a beautiful power up, and then we get to see Shigaraki falling from the sky unconscious, and we get to see Deku barely conscious and hoping that Shigaraki will not get up, right? At that moment, to be honest with you guys, I was actually hoping that Deku actually power up and we actually get to see a real powered up Super Saiyan looking type Deku, but it didn't have that. Right? It didn't have that, but so we have to wait until next episode to see what will be coming up next, right? Then we proceeded to see Himiko. She was actually wanted to go and see Deku friends and stuff like that because since Jean, aka Twice, died, she was actually interested in being a hero from a long time. So she actually wanted to find out what they actually think about her. So she saw Quake on a video, and Froggy, and then she proceeded to actually go and meet them, right? She happened to catch up with Quake, so two of them was actually having a conversation about what Quake think about her. So she wanted to know what Quake think about her, and if Quake wanted to actually kill her, right? So the show actually ended with a standoff with both of them, so we know next episode is supposed to start off with two of them either fighting, most likely fight with some dialogue and stuff like that. And we hope to get some canon action in the next upcoming episode as well. I'm not going to lie to you guys, this episode of My Hero Academia, we actually get a lot of information. As you guys can hear, you actually get to learn how quarks work, how they are able to get into the different dimensions. We get to learn that they can actually fight in those different dimensions. We get to learn how come All For One is actually being able to manipulate Shigaraki's body and his mind, and even have full control at times. We actually get to see a proper view of All For One's brother, and also get to learn that One For All is also a stockpiling ability that also takes pieces of your consciousness and actually save it. So that's also part of one of its ability, right? So a lot of amazing stuff, guys. I hope you guys like this video. Comment, share with your friends, comment below, let me know what you guys think. Like this video to help me share and spread the YouTube algorithm a little bit. It was your boy Juju Naime, and I'm out. You know how it is.